Am I early? Oh, hey.
Hey, George.
Well, hi.
Hello. Happy Thursday.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Going back to Seattle this week, when you look back at that final play last year, Dre Greenlaw's final play, can you remember what was going through your mind at that time?
Stress and anxiety. It was an amazing play, but that was a very brutal series because you knew it was the last series of the game and the offense wasn't going to get another shot. So that's always tough when it's not in your hands. But our defense, the way that they played all year last year, I knew that they were going to get the stop. But it's still, this being in Seattle with that stadium, with the crowd, the anxiety was definitely through the roof. It was a great anxiety. I loved it.
George, you mentioned the crowd in Seattle. What's it going to be like going there in an empty stadium? How different is that as an offense, not having to deal with that?
It's going to be like a home game here. So far that we played in 3 games so far, or 4 games now at home, with no crowd. It's definitely weird, but the fact that we get to go there and there's, we're going to be able to hear every cadence, not to go on the silent count. It's going to be refreshing, and I'm looking forward to it because it does definitely, I think, gives the offense an advantage.
Hey, George, we've talked a lot. We've talked a lot the last couple times you've been up here about your mentality, playing in the dark place and all that. What about Kyle's mentality as a coach? Yesterday, I asked him about it. He said that he gets revved up to the point that he wants to bite somebody's head off or something like that. I'm wondering if you've noticed that intensity from him before games as well.
Yeah, Kyle, he attacks it. He's definitely in his own zone, is what I would say. On game days, he loves. You would think that he was out there playing the game, and that's what I love about him because of how much emotion and how much effort and how much time he puts into it. That's really all of our coaches. Everyone's just kind of in their own different zone on game day, and it's really fun to be a part of something like that because the whole team, coaches included, staff included, we're all on the same page.
Hey, George, what have you seen just in the last couple of years getting to know Jason Verrett, and what is his story how does it resonate with you?
JV's always been awesome. Ever since he first got here, all he's done is work. And I know he's got definitely dealt with some injuries since he's been here after coming off. I think it was the ACL, right, with San Diego/LA. But all he's done is work, and that's all. When at a place here with the Niners, and all we try to do is work as hard as we can to be as good as we possibly be, and you see that and his work ethic and his commitment to it, to both his recovery and just his body in general, and then to the game plan, and just to see him succeed. I'm not surprised because I see the work that he puts in behind the scenes, but I love to see it. There's nothing I really enjoy more than watching people take advantage of the opportunity that they're given, and that's what he's doing right now. And he's taking that to a whole nother level, and he's playing at such a high level right now. And I know when he gets a pass breakup or an interception, the team definitely gets fired up because he has his own energy out there, and you've been able to feel that all year.
George, when Kyle gives you guys the game plan on Wednesday, and there's some stuff that you haven't seen before, how difficult is it to digest those things and learn it in a way that it's second nature, so you're comfortable running it for Sunday?
That's every week, man. You just get used to it. You have to expect, kind of be stumped on some things, and definitely the first walkthrough because you install the pass plays and then you install the run plays, and you go out to walk through 15 minutes later, and you just installed 80 plays, and now you go walk through them, and then you go in for an hour to study, and then you go back out to practice. So Wednesdays are always tough, and it's just you just got to be familiar with it, comfortable with it. And then by the time you get to Thursday and Friday, you feel completely comfortable with all the looks, all the plays. You don't have to think twice about it. But Wednesdays are always tough. But you learn how to study it. You learn how to categorize the plays and stuff like that. And so it's not as difficult. But it's a challenge, but I love it.
Hey, George.
Hello.
How you doing?
I'm excellent. How are you today?
I'm doing really well.
Good.
Yeah. Fantastic. I know it's, as a player, talking about the opponent, you got to pump them up and everything. But I think it's fair to say the Seattle defense has been struggling. Obviously, it hasn't had Jamal Adams giving up tons of yards and whatnot. Do you see? I mean, you've seen them. Obviously, this will be your fourth season. Again, I realize you can't really sit there and criticize them, but what's going on there, and what are maybe some of the differences? Is it the personnel, or have they done anything to change their scheme?
I mean, I don't know. I know they do some different stuff. They're not playing they usually like 99% cover 3, and they're doing a couple different things here and there. But I mean, any defense that has Bobby Wagner in the middle is a very good defense, in my opinion. And if you don't account for Bobby Wagner, then he's going to ruin your day. I mean, he's very similar to Aaron Donald in that mindset, in my opinion. If you don't account for him, then he's the guy that prevents the big plays from happening. He's the guy that makes it a 6-yard gain instead of a 20-yard gain or a house call. He's the guy that saves everything. He's the guy that gets everyone in the right position. So anytime you have to play against Seattle and you have to play against Bobby Wagner, it's going to be a tough challenge. And I know maybe their stats, or they're giving up more yards or points or whatever, but the teams are just playing them well, and we're going to go into that game fully expecting them to be at their absolute best and and hold us to a few yards. That's what their goal is, and we're just going to try to put up as many points as we can. Well, hello.
Hey, George. Hi. You always look for the challenge. So going against Bobby, it's probably one of the things you're looking forward to, as well as Jamal Adams. What do you see from those guys? What are you looking forward to about facing them the most on Sunday?
Bobby Wagner, as a competitor, it's just so fun to watch him play, and it's really fun to compete against him. Like I said, because he's a guy that if you're not accounting for him, he can change every single play, which is really, really impressive. I've never played Jamal Adams before, so I'm really looking forward to that. Actually, I did in the Pro Bowl, so that was kind of cool. So I don't know if that counts. But I'm looking forward to playing him because he's an incredible player, and the energy he has out on the field is absolutely insane. And whether he's pressuring or whether he's just in coverage, he's always very physical, and he always knows how to make a play. I mean, and Diggs, back there, he's an incredible player as well. So they got really good players at key positions that can all cause turnovers or stop plays pretty quick. And it's going to be really fun to go up there and play them again because last year and the year before that, they've all been a lot of really good games. So looking forward to it.
Hey, George.
Hi. Whoa, nice hat, man. You Mike McGlinchey?
Yes, I'm Mike McGlinchey.
Nice. You guys got the same
I noticed
smile.
you like... What's that?
You got the same smile.
Well, I like to be like him. He's someone we can aspire to all act like.
True.
So I noticed you like to greet us and say hello before we ask our questions.
Yeah.
And what I'm wondering is, do you do the same thing on the field during games to opposing players when you're lined up across them before the play starts?
More often than not, yeah. Oh, he's muted. Can you unmute him? All right, keep going.
And what's their reaction when you say something like, "Hey, how's it going, dog?"
I either get silence, they swear at me, or we start having a conversation. Just depends on the guy, but I always throw some feelers out there to see what I'm going to deal with the whole day. But it's fun for me because I jump from side to side, so I get to go up against a bunch of different people, and it's really funny because maybe I'm on the right side and the guy will tell me to shove it and shut up. While I go to the left side, we'll have a conversation the entire game. So it's fun for me, and I like to have those conversations.
Hey, George, there's always been a lot of talk about Debo being kind of like a running back, but I think Sunday was probably the first time he was used actually as a running back. How much of a kick do you get out of him being used like that? And then how do you guys sort of compensate for him being out?
I get a kick out of it every single time he touches the ball because he just runs through people and runs through contact, and just the way he runs, it definitely inspires the whole team to play more physical. And that's all we're trying to do is play as physical as we possibly can, and Debo embodies all of that. And whether he's line up in the backfield, it's a jet sweep, or he's running a route, he's always going 100 miles an hour, which is really fun to see. And you can just watch him the way he runs and how he sets up blocks. He's so good at that. And so, yeah, having him is incredible. And definitely not having him it's a challenge. But we've been down a lot of guys all year, and always have someone step up. And I know we don't have another Debo on the roster, but I'm fully confident our coaches being able to account and give other guys opportunities. And it might not be Trent Taylor on a jet sweep, but it's going to be Trent Taylor getting the ball in space, or anyone really as our wide receivers, whether it's our fullback, whether it's Dwelly, whether it's me. Our coaches always account for guys, and it's really fun to see that. Last one, guys. Better be a good one.
I have a great one for you, George.
Ooh, okay.
It can be on or off the field, but what's one thing about Jimmy Garoppolo that you like the most? And counter, what's one thing that Jimmy does that you just absolutely cannot stand?
Let's see. On or off the field, doesn't matter. Let's see. Oh, what I love about Jimmy. I mean, definitely the weight his voice carries on the sidelines is always, it's awesome. It's every time he says something, the whole sideline kind of snaps to see what he has to say. And guys definitely look to him for leadership, and he carries that weight, and he carries it really well. I think something I always hate. I've always given him a hard time about how bad of a texter he is. He's actually gotten a lot better, so that's improving. He's definitely texted me a couple times. He actually texted me last night out of the blue, so I was pretty impressed by that. I say another thing I dislike about him, he always tries to steal he always tries to have the coolest shoes when he doesn't, and I do. So it's all right though. Yeah, I'll let him think that he wins some things, but not a lot versus me. See you guys.
Hey Faithful, subscribe to our YouTube channel.